Hey everyone, what is going on? It is your boy izlogic.business welcoming you to a VOD review of Golden Guardians IMT. Now this is going to be in my style of VOD review, and what you're essentially seeing right now is the Golden Guardians and IMT draft. Now this was the Golden Guardians winning here, this game, which got them that one step closer to qualifying for playoffs in 8th spot, and FlyQuest then lost to CLG, securing Golden Guardians this playoff berth for this split. And honestly, it's important to note the draft. So we're starting with the completed draft in pick order, and yeah, we start with the bans. So Draven, Thresh, Lucian from Golden Guardians, Syndra, Diana, Xin. So, we'll ignore the Draven ban for now. Let's talk about Thresh, Lucian. No, not Lucian. We'll talk Thresh, Syndra, Xin for now. Thresh has always been that OP support, having the ability to just save an ADC, and with Tahm Kench not being that defensive support anymore, you're realistically only left with one other option for defensive supports in Braum, which, as you can see, has come through in this last pick for either team, and that's kind of important to note with supports. Then you've also seen this patch Gwen becoming more pickable and going through picks and bans a lot more than what she was, hence why the last AA for the LCS was the Gwen. This time it's Gwensenal, because it would be the last time we'll probably see Gwen be so prevalent in League for a while now, because she'll be slipping through the pick ban a lot more. Now, Thresh, obviously big powerful guy. Xin and Syndra. Xin has been strong for a while now, since just before MSI, and through the rest of summer he's just been picked up any game possible. And I distinctly remember the European Masters, because obviously that's on the newer patch from the LEC split, and Xin's obviously hella powerful on that patch, and you didn't get to see during the regular split of the LEC and playoffs the Xin Zhao pick. It only came through during MSI and before MSI. So Xin's had a lot of power since. Obviously with the wind becoming lightning, it was very strong, the extra range to the big old buff, and he's been powerful since. Plus, who doesn't like a champion that can negate ranged champions' damage? He's very strong. That's why he's pretty much pick ban every single game. Syndra, this patch obviously received a few buffs with the mage item update a couple of patches before, where they made him cheaper, made him more powerful. Syndra also receiving them buffs as well. She's been more pick heavy now, more than ever this year, so that's why you're seeing the ban towards her. Plus, Blaze Olive is a strong mage player, though he is, I would say, known for more of the assassin-y picks. I remember his time on TSM Academy where he won Academy World, as they like to call it in the LCS. So yeah, he's got these sorts of picks on lock. Plus, he was technically under the tutelage of Bjergsen. So you've got that. Now, other bands, Draven and Diana. Draven, yeah, presuming it is more of a raise pick. Like, you have them players in a league that are known for a Draven. You've got Hans Sammer in the LEC, BRTT in the Brazilian league, and I'm presuming Raze is one of them players, because it's not the first time it's been banned out against him. So I'm presuming Golden Guardians from Scrim Research have just thought, yeah, let's ban out the Draven, let's not let him get that powerful pick. Same with Lucian, obviously an Insanity sort of pick, because Insanity is kind of insane with how he played. I remember when he first came into the LCS and he was playing very aggressive, and he was subbed out because of the aggressiveness. It wasn't too good for the Immortals side, so they had to bring in a sub. And that was the season when, was it NXI was in the mid lane, the French player? I don't remember. Anywho, let's go into the first round of picks. Vigo, he's first pickable in the current state of the game. He's a jungler, so you kind of tell IMT, hey, we've locked in the strongest jungler possible in the game. He was nerfed in the lane with his Q on this patch, so that's why he is seen as a jungler more than anything. Then you have Hecarim Varus. First round picks for Immortals. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Hecarim, but I can see why it's come through, obviously with Vigo being the jungler. I don't get how it's a counter to Vigo though. I guess you're trying to fear him before he can use his ult, and possibly use your speed to dodge his W. There is some logic behind the Hecarim, because you can also technically force him out of the mist if you get the right charge angle with your devastating charge. So yeah, there is some logic to the Hecarim pick, but this early, I'm not too... I wasn't a fan of it coming then, because you also want to be able to see the rest of the draft, and Hecarim is not a first pickable champion in the current state of the game. Let's be honest, and more than likely, he would have been able to have been picked 4th, save counter pick support like they have, or save counter pick top. You wouldn't have had to risk it, and that would have been better in my opinion. You would have had the ability to move up some of the picks and not risk anything. Varus, again, it's strong ADC in the current state of the game. A lot of poke, a lot of harass with the Qs. We did just do the Excel Astralis. I was getting my acronyms mixed up there, with Varus being absolutely killer in that team fight for Excel. That was an insane game. Let's go to the other side. Kalista, Renekton. I'm pretty fine with them. Renekton, flex still. Though the only issue would be obviously Vigo. Yes, you can play him lane, but you are lacking AP with that lock-in of the Renekton. So you're probably going to have to look to... Well, considering Renekton can be flex top or mid, you'll probably see it in the top lane, and then a mage mid, because mages are quite strong at the moment, and Azir, or even a Orianna. Standard mages. So yeah, so I like the Renekton as a sort of pick that can be dive heavy with the Kalista and the Vigo, but it does lack the AP threat that Golden Guardians need, and that's something you'll see in terms of the bans from IMT, where they remove some big AP picks. So, IMT's last pick is a Cassio. I like it for a certain reason, in the fact that it's been buffed recently. The extra damage coming out from this champion early, I think it is. I forget what the buff was. It was quite a significant one, and she is quite usable, and that's a good thing. You do then technically remove picks like the LeBlanc in terms of effectiveness. TF technically as well with the Miasma. You can kind of stop his advance forward. And then obviously LeBlanc, she can't distort forward if she's in the Miasma. So that's kind of why you pick Cassio. Though when we look at the bans for the second phase, LeBlanc, Ori, Tahm Kench, Leona. I'm not a particularly big fan of the LeBlanc ban, other than the fact that maybe you're not confident in using the Miasma effectively against her. You're still technically banning out something that doesn't need to be banned. Ori makes sense. Control Mage. You are technically just leaving up Azir then for Golden Guardians, and you're technically trying to force the Renekton into the mid lane with them 2 bans, because then you can say, oh well, we can go Kennen up top lane, or an AP pick top, maybe the Gwen. Gwen's still pickable. Gwen top, Kennen top can come through. There's your AP ratio damage for Golden Guardians, and you'd still have the Renekton put into a matchup against the Cassio. I guess I would favour IMT slightly because Cassio decimates melee champions. So I guess that's why IMT are trying to do that. Now, round 4 picks. Here's where things come through. Renekton, more than likely going top. You can kind of see that with how IMT are banned. Or, well no, technically not. They're trying to force it into mid. So what do? They pick an Ornn. Yeah, you're going safe top, so that if the Renekton does get flexed up there, he can't punish as hard. And if the Renekton goes mid, and say a champion like Nah comes through for IMT, for Golden Guardian, then there's no AP damage ratio. Essentially, it's a safe blind pick for IMT that I actually like. And realistically, it's going to be hard to punish if you're Golden Guardians. That being said, the last round picks, Sylas, Braum, makes sense. Sylas, you've got some big powerful ults. You've got Hacker ult, Chains of Corruption, I forget what it's called from Cassio. Call of the Forge God coming out, and then the last ult, which we'll get to in a second. But a lot of powerful ults for Sylas to steal. Very effective as well, so it's a great pick. Provides the AP damage, plus it's sort of a melee champion that Blaze Olive can and will play. So that's a very strong pickup. And then Braum, paired with a Kalista, you would have thought, oh well, that's not a blitz or a pick that can be aggressively flung at a target with a hook to pull him back and get the kill. You're not going to get that swaz with a Braum. But you are going to get the protection of the Kalista, who's going to be having to deal with the frontliner of the Ornn, and possibly the Hecarim in her face. So having a Braum to just stand on top of her, provide the shield against the Varus poke as well, is going to be useful. So I do like the Braum for that aspect. And the last pick, which we'll get to right now, is the Rakan. Rakan plus Heka into the Call of the Forge God. So you've got a lot of engage from IMT. A lot of lockup. And a lot of potential to kill with the Cassio burning people down quite quickly with the Varus poke hitting hard. It's a good comp for IMT. Though the pieces that they've created it with is kind of old. I would say this is pre-nerf. This is Turbo Chem Tank meta, I would say, in terms of the champions. Minus Ornn, because he was benched throughout most of that spring split. But yet, you've got the new style in Golden Guardians, and this more older, more teamfight heavy comp from IMT. Now, I'm gonna go quickly jump to when we are in game. So we're loading onto the Rift, as Boris, the shopkeeper, is on screen. I've talked non-stop for a few seconds, so let's discuss the setup, the start. Where do I expect everyone to path? So, traditionally with a Vigo, you start red buff, and you'll probably see Hacker start red buff as well. Both junglers see each other right now, so they know their top side. IMT have this sort of bait. They're both going for technically level 1 plays, because IMT have the bait brush with Hecarim showing, trying to force Vigo to step forward. Meanwhile, Golden Guardians have gone for the wrap around the blue buff. That gives you a hint that if they can't see anyone around the blue buff, then chances are IMT are camping up in that top side of the map. So that's good information handed over to Golden Guardians. Though, IMT, Reset have come out onto the map, even though Hecarim is staying up topside. No early vision was placed, I don't think, by either team. I'm actually surprised Golden Guardians didn't drop a ward. Or if they did, it's been cleared out. I'm a bit confused where the Braum's trinket is. I'm presuming he's switched over to Farsight, or used the Farsight to clear out the red buff area, see if there was any vision. I didn't actually see that, but that's kind of a big old thing to check. So laning wise, early on, topside, Ornn's gonna not have that good of a push. Renekton is a lane bully after all, so you'd probably expect the lane to be pushed in quite heavily, and that's kind of good for IMT because then you can possibly look for a gank as the flank angle of the river will be opened up. Mid, earlier level Cassio favoured. Range versus melee is always going to favour the ranged, especially if Sylas keeps getting hit by the poison ticks of the Q. And with level 2 on board for Insanity, the Twin Fangs, getting the extra mana regen after killing minions always going to mean that these creeps are going to die quicker and do a lot of work in terms of chipping away at that turret. Bot side, with how Chine's playing the lane, as Cassio is doing a lot of damage down to Blaze Olive, still doing damage to Miasma coming out as well, but how Chime and Tixay are playing in the lane is very defensive. You've got a Braum for defense, so they're going to probably allow the wave to build up and then kill it under turret. As you're playing defensive, you can force ganks down bot side for your team. However, with the wave being so big, IMT can look for a dive here, and that's what we're seeing. The ignite down to Stixay, yeah, easy kill. Dive was perfectly executed. TP, kind of a waste, honestly, for Licorice, as you're now giving over free XP and gold to the Ornn, who would have been behind, but mid lane, if that Q hit, a Blaze Olive was dead. But that was a really close trade for both mid laners. In essence, a Blaze Olive knew he could possibly get the kill, or thought he could, but just narrowly didn't have enough ticks. One auto attack would have done it. And even saying that, one Q from Insanity would have got the kill, but both mid laners have to burn TP. The only thing is, Insanity had to also burn Flash, so fairly even sort of trade as we watch it again. So, big wave comes through, pretty easy, just dive straight onto the Kalista. The Braum can't get in there, he's only level 2, he won't have his W probably, he had his shield and his Q, and then it's just easy once you know that the Braum has no defensive tool to protect the Kalista, dive her on the turret. She's not got an easy chance of jumping on away. So, fairly simple, easy to execute dive. As we come back to the bot side, Braum just throwing down the poke. You can do that, jump to the front minion, throw out the Q, the Winter's Bite, and yeah, just step back. Pretty simple as mid lane. Blaze Olive versus Insanity. Miasma comes down. A Blaze Olive is going to have to either flash and get away. He narrowly survives. He got lucky thanks to his potion healing him up. As bot side, Kalista dodging out from the leap forward from the Braum. One more auto would have got the concussive stacked, and the concussive blow would have ticked over. Rakam wouldn't have died though. I don't think so. Fairly even trade yet again. As mid, it's quite hard early level for Sylas to get things done. And because the wave got pushed into turret, thanks to the gank from Cersei, it's a free back for the Cassio without losing too much. That being said, Sylas also has to back for how low he got. And he's going to lose out on CS. In fact, both of them are probably losing out right now. The only good thing is, because IMT made the play in the mid lane, Xerxes can get the Drake for free because they have tempo in mid and they have tempo in bot. And if you're going Guardians, you know you have to play back because you know the Drake was just slain. You know jungler's bot side map. As such, that's why you see Iconic down here on the bottom side map. As Brom's going forward, not going to land the stun, but the Rakan knock-up lands. But Vigo's here as well to make the counterplay. And because IMT weren't expecting Vigo to be there, it's an easy kill for the Golden Guardians to get in return. As Destiny just hovering around, he'll probably back away and just freeze the wave in front of his turret. Just makes it so that the wave can't be crashed in. And because it can't be crashed in, it doesn't mean free easy back for the Golden Guardians bot lane, where they can spend the gold they just gained from killing the actual jungler. Sorry, the actual ADC. Nothing going to be gained there as top side. Renekton on trading, fairly standard. Usually when the Renekton goes forward like that, Bellow's breath comes out from the Ornn, because you know that the Renekton's going to go for the stun. It's fairly obvious. You just Bellow's breath into brittle proc, Q, E, and you probably get a ton of damage down and it being even trade-ish. That's the sort of trade you want to go for. But looking at the map state and item-wise items right now, as the Kalista's just had a chance to buy, she is kind of even in terms of items with the Varus, both on 1.5, though the Varus has gone over to pick up the tier ready for the Manamune. So that he's going lethality build, I'd assume anyway. And this is kind of bad for Golden Guardians, because Golden Guardians essentially want to aggress the map early and have the early aggression, because Ornn plus Cassio plus the Varus are going to be such late game threats. It's a do or die situation before 25 minutes. You need to win before then if you're Golden Guardians or have a big enough lead. And with Kalista trading turret plates bot side as IMT get the Herald, this is the trade that's been put on the map. And you see Licorice coming out here to see what Xerxes is doing. This also slows down the IMT jungler. That's important, because if you slow him down, he's not going to get Herald down, and you're going to push the tempo of the map bot side quicker than he can top. That's why Licorice doing this right now, showing his face in in Xerxes' face, means that he's not able to make the play. As you look bot side in picture, yes, Licorice is trading quite heavily and actually is going to secure the kill onto Xerxes before the ult can come through, forcing the flash also out of Destiny. Bit of a greedy play out of the IMT team, honestly, chasing onto Licorice. But because Golden Guardians made that play, because they put Xerxes in a situation where he has to fight, it means that the Herald is not going to be used on the turret, and all the turret plating gold that's gone over to Stixxay is very important. Gold on the left hand side, Stixxay up 400 gold. He does have a kill though in his back pocket, bear that in mind, but he also has the turret plates. There's only one turret plate remaining in the bot lane as Braum coming through to just save and secure the kill onto Insanity. Kind of a lucky play there, because more than likely, if Braum wasn't there, that was a dead Ablaze Olive. And because IMT are now kind of throwing the early game, so you remember how I said if Golden Guardians don't win before 25 minutes, they're gonna lose. Yeah, if you feed them 2 free kills like IMT have done, going up 3-1, yeah, that's where the tempo becomes very favoured to Golden Guardians. So watch it again. So Ablaze Olive TP'd into lane. He avoids the Q. He uses his E1. And because the 2 Twin Fangs land, he uses E2 straight into engage. Cassio all thinking, oh, I can kill this. But Braum's Guardian, the shielding he got from that, and then the auto attack into Ignite, just meant that Insanity would have had the damage if it wasn't for the fact that Braum's running Guardian and not Aftershock. So the Protect the Team comp rune paying out well for Golden Guardians is coming back to the bot side. This turret's, now that the lane swap back from IMT has come through, is probably going to die. Hecarim is hovering around this lane, ready to kind of make the gank. He has got the blast cone to go over, but he is running straight into the Vigo, who was spotted probably on one of the entry wards. He's just wrapped his way back around to safety. Cassio wasn't in a position to contest, and right now they're highlighting the item difference between the junglers. Yes, Xerxes is down in items, but he does have his Divine Sundra. Normally you'd know it'd be Turbo Chem Tank if this was spring, but we're not in spring anymore. It's now just Divine Sundra meta. That's the meta of the items we're in. Vigo will go for his own. You can tell by the Sheen plus Phage. He's going to go for the Divine Sundra build. It's a sort of standard now for Renekton's, Vigos, I guess now Hecarim's and Ezreal's to go Divine Sundra. Provides that extra sustain. It's kind of like mini fleet footwork as an item. That's how I would call it. But yeah, as I was saying earlier about the Ornn trading with Renekton, when he goes for the stun, you Bellows Breath him and then hit the brittle. But in this case, Ornn just backed away from the damage. He didn't want to go for a very long trade, especially when he knows Renekton has TP and is probably going to return back to lane as bot side. Turret plating will fall in a couple of, half a minute. So Kalista's going to look to push in the wave heavily, possibly look to get the last plate, but because she's pushing quite heavily, Rakan and Hecarim are coming down to the bottom side of the map, so respectfully, Stixxay backs away once the minions crash in, and with turret plating falling right now, the gold is not going to be ballooning any further, I would say, for Golden Guardians because of the turret plates falling. They need to probably look for picks around Drake, though Drakes aren't going to be that important because they've traded 1 for 1. However, with turret plating falling, this turret is going to die quite quickly, and that's kind of why you're seeing this fight. Trade of flashes between ADC and support is always favourable for the support. It means that the easy kill onto the ADC can come through. And just look how many summoners were just invested by IMT to get 2 kills. 2 summoners burnt on Golden Guardian side. But look, TP was used. Ghost was used. 2 TPs were used, I should say. Flash and Ignite from Destiny. A lot was put into that play. And in my opinion, it wasn't worth it. Because while they were trying to kill the ADC and the bot laner, Golden Guardians had set up the counterplay. Mid lane, killed the tier 1. The most important turret in League is the mid tier 1. Why? Well, because mid is the shortest distance between lane as topside. Vigo has catched out the Ornn. Yeah, this isn't going to be a kill. Ornn's too tanky at this stage of the game. But because mid's the middle lane, it's very easy to get between top half of the map and the bottom half of the map. You can just run straight down either rivers. And that being said, that turret also is a guardian. It's a safeguard for any member on IMT. And that's a huge thing because it now opens up the flank paths behind the Raptor pit, next to the Wolf camp as well. So Vigo can come around there, or whoever for Golden Guardians, and look to pressure whoever's sitting in the mid lane. That's a big thing. And now, with the Herald picked up for Golden Guardians, you have to realize that's a big thing. As the teleport plays coming through, oh, that's clean. So, in essence, a Blaze Olive was topside. He hijacked the Call of the Forge God from the Ornn. And then, because Ornn was quite low, had to back away to his safety of his turret, Blaze Olive backed away himself, back towards his side, TP'd down to the ward that was placed in the normal pink ward brush, and then just came behind. He has Everfrost, so easy stun into E stun. Call of Forge God long range stun as well. You know that he was gonna die there, so fairly easy kill as trading of turrets gonna come through. But because the Rift Herald was picked up by Golden Guardians, the gold lead's gonna balloon even further because you've just traded one tier 1 turret for a tier 1 and a tier 2, and it's because the Herald was picked up. And normally you would chuck Herald for the mid lane tier 1. That was already gone because of the play by IMT getting 2 kills. Well, Golden Guardians got mid tier 1 from that. You can see how one little kill to punish your bot lane is traded for more things on the map, because that tier 1 dying led to the Herald dying, led to the bot 2 tiers 1 and 2 turrets dying, and yeah, that's a hell of a worth it trade for Golden Guardians, especially now they're sitting a nice 1k gold lead. And you're probably wondering, how are IMT keeping the gold lead so close? How? Well, you have to look at the lanes. Mid, there's a CS advantage, though it is countered by the jungle CS advantage. And the rest of the lanes are fairly even in terms of CS. But the turret plating that went into the back pocket of Varus, I think was slightly more, plus the extra kill went through to him as well. So the Varus has basically all of the gold on IMT. And with Golden Guardians punishing the Ornn, punishing the Rakan in terms of their kill, Rakan hadn't even died, punishing mid and jungle for kills wise, it's very easy to, if you're IMT, stack your gold into the Varus. He's going to hurt like a truck with the Qs, and yeah, that's pretty easy. As once again, because he almost forced off the turret, because Golden Guardians roamed up through the red jungle, threatening a dive, means that tier 1's forfeit. All because Insanity, a Blaze Olive, I'm getting my players mixed up here. All because a Blaze Olive made the roam. I forget if he went over vision, but I think he was definitely spotted. And then it's just easy peasy lemon squeezy turret kill over the Golden Guardians. And you look at the turrets, 4-2. That's alright and all, as Baron is coming onto the map. It's alright if you're Golden Guardians to trade like that. But Ornn's getting to that powerful level where he can upgrade Masterwork items. That's important, because Mythics become Masterwork once he can level them up to level 13, I do believe. Yes, it's not as powerful as Old Ornn, where he can make 2 for himself, but he's going to have already the Frostborn Gauntlet. That's online. He'll probably upgrade the Prowler's Claw on the Varus, which is quite an old build, as... Ooh, could see a fight here. Rakan's going to probably be forced to jump back, but re-engage maybe. No, I don't think so now. Now that the Guardian's gone, IMT won't look for engage, but you can see the lines drawn there to showcase the vision that IMT are lacking. They finally got a ward in the back of the Baron pit. That's cool, But look how far Golden Guardians are pushing up. Because the top wave is being pushed in, because mid wave is pushed in, the top side jungle is forfeit for IMT. They cannot go into it. They know if they do, they'll probably get jumped on by a Braum. The Callista's there ready as well to throw in the spears. It's not a worthwhile investment to go into their own jungle. And they've got 1 or 2 wards in there. Look how far back the vision line is. It's just at the red buff. They finally got the control ward into the brush. But that's it. They finally just managed to clear out their entire jungle. That's the only vision they have. Nothing on Baron, bar 1 ward. That's the only ward that's luckily enough, because IMT will probably have to replace the vision, because Golden Guardians can literally just place control ward in the pit and make hell for IMT. There's no other vision set up. In fact, actually there is. I think they've got one of the cheeky side wards of the Baron pit. That's going to be useful, I guess, for spotting if Golden Guardians go to the Baron, because I'm going to bring you back to this point. Past 25 minutes, this game becomes more and more IMT favoured. And with them clearing out the vision right now, and that ward still living, and it's not going to get killed because it's in the location that's hard to check, because control wards that go into the Baron pit will not see it, and you have to realistically place the ward in the mid lane, as level 14 means Varus upgrades. He's now got his masterwork item. So now this is the point in the game where IMT are going to slowly but surely claw their way back, as Golden Guardians don't have the same scaling that IMT do. So, the control ward into the back of the pit comes through. IMT know they don't need to challenge it because they've got that ward there, see no one go into the pit, but fight here. That's a very over-aggressive play coming out from the Vigo, who has managed to force the flash out of Cassio, and Rakan falls slow. So there's realistically no real engage other than the Hecarim and Ornn for IMT, and with the Call of Forge Guard going wide by Golden Guardians, they kind of have to disengage themselves as well, because the re-engage can quite easily come through from IMT when the cooldowns have reset. That's the only reason why, if you're Golden Guardians, you would quit that fight. Even if they are down their jungler, they probably would have won the actual ensuing fight with Callista there. But that's if you're lucky. Now, we're at the stage of the game where you get to the farming. Baron baits are a thing, though. 2 minutes left until the Ocean Drake is topside. Yeah, this is the combo. Hecarim plus Cassio plus Rakan. Just means 3v1 and an easy kill picked up. Though, Ray's playing quite dangerous in terms of his positioning there. If he got tagged by a Braum Q, he was probably dead. Could see a fight here. Blaze Olive is up in 20 seconds. 2 minutes until Ocean Soul for Golden Guardians. And what we'll probably not see too much fighting. We'll probably need to look right now at vision. The vision line's being set up. So IMT will probably keep their vision around Baron, but Golden Guardians will transition it all down to the bot lane. And these control wards that are placed down by IMT can be cleared out. That one ward there won't be killed just yet. There we go. It's been killed now. No more vision in the jungle for IMT and the bot side. Golden Guardians have locked it down. So, Now that Rakan's coming through, he has placed none of his wards. He's still got them all in inventory. He'll wait to save them probably till about now, because wards will not despawn before the Ocean Drake spawns. He's actually gone and placed one into the entrance of the Golden Guardian's blue jungle. That's actually huge, because that's the normal path for people to walk through in order to get the contest in the river. Is fairly easy play here by IMT. They managed to force the wave into the turret, and Varus can hit it a few times. Use his poke. It's a dead turret. Forfeit. Golden Guardians couldn't get there in time as Ornn forced to use his Bellows Breath. Could be followed up on. Renekton was looking for it, hence the Dominus was procced. But more and more of these masterwork items coming through. And here's the thing. This is what I like to see. Drake up in 3 seconds. Golden Guardians who are on Soul Point. IMT are on 1 Drake. Let's just start up the Baron. You either force the trade of a Drake that means nothing to you, or Baron. As the hijack Call of Forge God comes through, hits 2. Glacial Fissure also hits onto Yorn. He can't re-engage, but Shurelya's is popped. That's the extra speed up, and both teams disengage. IMT can't start this up. And Golden Guardians technically can. In fact, I think they are, with Renekton going back to base and possibly looking for a TP flank. But still, the Ocean Drake's been on the map for about a minute now. And Cassio has finally been forced to go down to take it. That's huge. And Golden Guardians are in the pit, starting up the Baron. And where's the top laner for IMT? He's back in base, he's running back. The Drake died just now, but the Baron isn't dropping that quickly. I say that they've actually started to pick it up. The spears are being stacked in. Rakan goes in with the engage onto the Vigo. He's chunked out. That's a dead iconic. But the trade is ADC for jungler. I think that's more worth it for Golden Guardians. And Renekton can continue to dive forward. Jungle for IMT is going to make it away. But it's going to be a 2-for-1 here as Ornn is going to die. Blaze Olive actually gets it. I would have thought they'd give that over to the Callista. And now you're playing Smite versus Rend. This game is going to be hard, because I think that favours the Rend. IMT don't expect Golden Guardians until now to be on it, once the Rakan's jumped in. Because Xerxes has healed up, he's managed to heal himself up, probably with the W, but re-engage comes through. Silas tried to pop the Cassio, not enough, but Stixay's just free throwing in them spears. He's just prancing about that fight. That's a triple kill, baby. And that's probably going to stop the Baron take. Now that Golden Guardians have secured 3 kills onto their ADC right now. Yikes, the items are going to come through. He's also got the Lord Dominic's as well. That's huge. It means that the health of the Hecarim and the Ornn's going to be just chopped through quite quickly. As we watch this again. Cassio was bot side when this play happened. Good diving from Hecarim and Rakan to secure the kill onto Vigo. But Renekton managed to make it onto the Varus because the front line of IMT went so deep to get that kill. And yeah. Ornn then is punished because he is very immobile. The E isn't too much of a gap maker. It's very slow. It's just hard to deal with. As watching this again, Cassio went in Vun after she killed. That's it. She got the double kill. So I guess that's worth it for Insanity getting double. That's kind of why the Baron wasn't then started up by Golden Guardians. However, right now it's started up. Control wards are placed. They don't know what's going on. Actually, they do now that the control ward's in. So they know the Baron's been taken. It's down below half HP, but here's a re-engage. Glacial Fissure plus face call is huge, but Renekton's in the backline. Gore Drinker procking, Dominus procking, Q procking, empowered. He's just able to survive so long. The shield as well on top of it. That just is a very beefy boy in the front line. And because of that, Licorice survived so long, it meant that 3 kills go over 2 Golden Guardians to none. Jungle dead on IMT as well. Baron is forfeit. And this is the interesting part, because 1 minute and 40 seconds until the Ocean Drake. The Ocean Soul for Golden Guardians. This Baron's on for 2 minutes, baby. Or 3 minutes. So they overlap. That's where things get interesting, because we'll probably see a bit of a push and then a stop for the Ocean Drake, reset, and that'll probably be the end of the Baron. So we watch this fight again. Who engages on who? Ornn just walks way too far forward. Bellows Breath used, misses the Eon to the wall. But Renekton's used his status, survived for so long, gets on top of the Cassio. And because Cassio had no protection because Rakan was in status, yeah, she dies. Then Revenge dies. And then Renekton gets the third. Pretty easy. Good work there by Golden Guardians. Exceptional work by Licorice, I should say. He made that play happen. So, Drake's up in 30 seconds. Varus still did a lot of damage. You need to be wary of that pick. As you can see right there, that was a chunk of damage onto Vigo. Forced to use his, heal up there. But Engage comes through. Braum just shields up the poke. The Rakan's now down his W for a few more seconds. So IMT can feel safe right now, as no Engage is going to come through till about right now. Rakan can go forward, as he's doing right now. But the Drake's already half HP and dying. Hijacked Hecarim ult does not land a fear, I don't think. And Silas just dies because he runs headfirst into the Cassio melt. But Kallista's there. She's able to jump in. The control wards in the mid lane are going to help her get close. Vigo got a reset, but that's it. Just 1 kill to either team. Top for mid favors IMT. But Baron favors Golden Guardians. Ocean Soul favors Golden Guardians. So, what you're going to probably see now is Stixxay be a bit more aggressive because he has the safety of that Drake buff. He's going to be able to just freely step forward. He also has Bloodthirster, and yeah, he can take the turret without losing any health. Top side, another tier 2 is going to fall. Tier 2's receiving that extra gold buff is huge, and why we're actually seeing Golden Guardians reset right now, because the extra gold from them turrets are going to mean that items are going to get completed, and Renekton is even more tankier. He's got his GA online, he's got his Spirit Visage. That is a very tanky boy. He's gone very tanky in terms of his build. Sterak's as well. Yeah, he's going to be surviving a lot of damage in this next fight. Rakan, don't know what he's doing this far up. I guess he's trying to protect the Ornn. He's getting the wave on the side. Though Ornn is quite far up, he could be punished. So, Renekton's staying out of vision, thinking, maybe we can make a play. But he's also doing it to say, hey, yeah, Ornn, you can go away now. I'm not here. And once he does, Ornn's then forced to come back to clear the wave. It's a clever thing, because you stay out of vision. Oh, he's not here. I can go now, do something else. Psych, I'm here. Boom, wave comes through. So you're forced to re-move back to where you were. It's a clever play by players in lane. It's a niche little thing that you don't see too much credit for. Now we've got Death Squad of Golden Guardians roaming about the map. Callista and Braum have just been moving between lane. More specifically, I would say Stixay's been going between top and mid. He's just been collecting as much farm as possible. And what you're seeing right now is the vision line. IMT have 2 wards in their top map. 1, none. They have no wards in their top jungle. Baron's up in a minute. There's the issue. You then realise how much control Golden Guardians have on the map, with all the turrets being fallen except for inhibitor turrets. That's the issue. If you're Golden Guardians, if you only have inhibitor turrets up on IMT's side, they're fine. They're chilling. They're just killing waves on the turret. Because Golden Guardians can't push up any further because inhibitor turrets are hard to kill. So that could have been a possible engage. Chains of Corruption, if that landed, probably would have been an engage from the Hecarim and Rakan. And that probably would have forced out the ult from Vigo. Or the flash. And he would have needed to flash because he needs to live, because Baron is up in literally a second. Yeah. But play right now is Blaze Olive's on the backline. He has got the Hecarim ult ready to fear him up, and that's just a snap engage from Rakan. He isn't going to charm up the Callista at all, and because of that, Fate's call into just kill. Now that, because Silas was on that side map comes through, it's very easy now for the cleanup. Silas is going to go kill the Ornn. Callista's killed the Varus. Hecarim is being ran down by the Vigo. W stun, land, reset, boom. That's pretty much it. And oh yeah, Silas killed the Ornn. Now Golden Guardians can end. The death times are long enough. I would say the only one that maybe isn't is the Rakan, but he is not going to be able to stop the damage. Hurricane Callista as well. Just means the minion waves melt. And this turret is forfeit. So is the other. No DPS is available for IMT. And the Nexus is falling. Diving. Gone. Victory for Golden Guardians. Very good display of knowing they need to get some early game advantage, pushing the side lanes, getting control of turrets, and punishing plays by IMT early. Like, you don't realize how much that mid-game play, where IMT got the double kill bot lane, affected the rest of the map. That was the catalyst to snowballing this game. And honestly, if that didn't go through, if they committed less members, they didn't need to invest that many summoners to the bot lane, then I don't think the game would have ended that way. IMT would have probably had more chance of winning. And yeah, overall, Golden Guardians played the map better, controlled the map incredibly well, and honestly, they're the best of the lower bracket teams into playoffs. In fact, they're better than IMT and Dignitas at the moment. So, that's it. That's the end of this VOD review. A bit of a ramble on one, I would say. But if you enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new to if you want to. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.